All right, we're gonna go over the Arcane rotation for single target. So first we're going to pretend we're starting with 0 charges. Going into a fight with 4 charges would be the optimal situation if you're doing Mythic Plus. Obviously this isn't going to happen with raid content, but starting with no Arcane Blast charges, our goal is to always go into 4 before we start using cooldowns here. We're going to go slow first, just kind of demonstrating. These target dummies don't drop combat right now, it's a bug. So opening with 0 charges, precast before the pull, or if you have time to precast before the pull. If you don't have time to precast before the pull and you're going straight into it, you're going to orb. If you have time to precast, Arcane Blast, followed by an orb into another Arcane Blast. Now we're at 4 charges. If I don't have time to precast going into the pull, I do not want to hard cast Arcane Blast first. I want to orb first. That way I can get 2 charges, and it reduces the cast time of those Arcane Blasts as much as possible. So I'm reducing all that wasted downtime as much as I can. So first things first, depends on situation, right? So Arcane Blast if I can precast, orb if I can't precast. Once I'm at 4 charges, we're going to go into our build phase. So build phase is going to be based on mana and clear cast procs. So our goal is to go into it with at least 2 clear cast procs or over 40% mana. 30 and 40% mana is going to be fine. You can mana gem if you don't get any clear casting procs and you still have rune time. So when we go into this, this is our, like, say we're just pulling the boss. We've now built up our 4 Arcane Blast charges. We got 4 charges. We're going to go into a setup phase. We're going to Rune of Power. If it's a Lust boss, this is also when I would Lust. So I would Rune, Lust, and then I'm just going to start hitting Arcane Blast after Arcane Blast. So I'm not using Presence of Mind, I'm not using Touch of the Magi, and I'm not using AP, and I'm not using my secondary on-use trinket here. I'm going to save my on-use trinket for that AP go. And this is going to take, you know, anywhere between 5 to 8 seconds, depending on how your procs go and how your mana's looking. So the more mastery, the better. Right? So this mini burst phase here, I'm going to Rune of Power, and I'm just going to start Arcane Blasting. Now we're looking at our clear cast procs. We're looking at our mana pool. I got 2, 5 seconds left. I'm at about 40% mana right now, so now I'm going to dump my blasts, Touch of the Magi, Presence of Mind, AP, spam your clear cast procs. We're going to use all the clear cast procs we can. We're trying to maximize damage. We want to make that Touch of the Magi slap as hard as it can. Right there's a 14,000 non-crit. We still got some Arcane Power left, so we're going to keep going. We're trying to weave in as much missiles as we can here. Okay, now that phase is ended. I have no AP. I'm going to hit Mirrors of Torment. I'm going to keep my mana regen up, and I'm just going to keep spamming these charges. Soon, we're going to have Rune off cooldown, and we're going to have Touch of the Magi off cooldown. So I'm spamming. I had to drop charges. I had no mana. I orb to get my first few charges back again. Then I'm going to get full charges again. Now I'm out of mana. I'm going to evocate here. I'll have Touch of the Magi up, and I'll have Rune up. I'm at full mana. I'm going to wait. Okay, I got Touch off cooldown. Now I'm going to drop with an Arcane Barrage. I'm going to Rune, Touch of the Magi, secondary on-use trinket, and I'm going to hit Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast. Weave in your procs. We're trying to maximize damage again here as much as you can. More procs, more procs. And Rune of Power is over. So now we just want to make sure we have enough mana to go into that secondary burst phase again. Now look here, we've got perfectly timed AP and Touch of the Magi are going to come up at the same time. We might have a little bit of the gap because we're getting some great clear casting procs here, but that's just fine. So we're just burning our mana. We're chilling. Okay, I'm at about 10% here, so I'm going to hold mana. I've got AP up again. I've got Touch of the Magi coming up soon. So I'm going to conserve. Just kind of dumping some damage. Okay, we've got mana, we've got clear cast. I'm going to Touch of the Magi, AP, Presence of Mind. I'm going to go into another burst phase. Now I started this burst phase at about 35% mana, so we got to see if I timed this correctly, right? Did I leave myself enough mana to last through the whole AP? What do you know, I did. And we didn't get any AP procs, so around 35%, right? With no AP procs was perfect. Now I'm out of mana again, so I'm dumping. Okay, so then I'm going back to my dump rotation. I want to get 4 charges. I'm going to wait for Touch of the Magi to come up again for my secondary rune. Another thing you can do to help your situation right here, again, this is kind of going to change obviously based on the fight. If I wanted to, I could evocate again, then I could go straight into a rune and clear cast in the middle of the rune. Okay? Obviously right here, Touch of the Magi does not last the full duration of the rune. Runes last a little bit longer, so if I wanted to set this up, I could rune first, hit an AB, Barrage to drop, Touch of the Magi, then go back into spamming if I wanted. Okay? Pretty simple, though. That's kind of what your DPS rotation is going to look like. We'll invis here. We'll drink up. I'll probably cut this portion of the video out. And while we wait for our cooldowns here, we're going to wait for AP to come back up. We're going to wait for our secondary on-use trinket to come back up. And then we'll do like an actual rotation and kind of see what it looks like. Again, we have no buffs. This Arcane Execute Legendary is going to get no use, because this is never going to drop below 35%. And we're running Mastery Trinket, and with as high of Mastery as we could possibly get right now. Okay, we got AP up. Secondary Unused Trinket's about to come up. So I'm pre-casting. Hit it with an orb. Arcane Blast. I got 4 charges. I'm going to drop my rune. Now we're going to see if we can get some procs here. Looking at our mana pool. Getting our clear cast procs. Looking at our time on our rune. Looking at our mana pool. Okay, we're low. I need to dump. Now I'm going to Touch the Magi. Proc AP. Spam my Arcane Blast. Big damage, big damage. Pump, pump, pump. We've got time. Oh, we got a nice proc. This is going to be great. We're getting even more damage in our Arcane phase here. Perfect. I'm dropping. Going to evocate. I'm at max mana. Going to orb. Barrage. We're going to keep that mana above 60% here, so we have enough mana for a little go. We're going to use all of our clear cast procs. Kind of hard chilling. Okay, we got rune. Gonna just spam out some damage. Now we got our barrage. We got Touch of the Magi up again. I want to use that Touch of the Magi as soon as I can so I can time this AB with it here. Just spamming, getting my mana down as dry as I can. I'm going to drop here because I'm at 31%. Remember, again, that 35% is what I'm looking at. Okay, we're low on mana, but I've got this cooldowns coming up soon. So I've gemmed, hit him with the mirrors, get my mana back up, kind of going to a gentle conserve phase. We're about to have our cooldowns up. I'm going to save these charges. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get one more in there, sneak it in. Now we can go into a rune phase here. I'm gonna use my secondary on-use trinket. Gonna just keep spamming. There it is. That's really what our DPS rotation is gonna look like. So this target dummy doesn't drop combat. It was about a 2.5 minute fight, and we pulled about 3.1k DPS there. And again, that's no buffs, just static. Again, just to go over this real quick. No charges, Arcane Blast, Orb, Arcane Blast, Rune, Blast. We're looking for Clear Cast. We're looking for mana. We want to know how much mana we can have going into an Arcane Power, around 35% for us here. 35-40% depending on clear cast procs and that kind of thing. Once we either hit that mana threshold, or we hit max clear cast stacks, or a rune's about to expire. Once that rune's about to expire, I'm going to slap a barrage into it, make sure I get the rune, get the full barrage. Then I'm going to Touch of the Magi, Presence of Mind, same time. Then I'm going to Arcane Power. Again, Presence of Mind, it's not on GCD, so you can go Touch of the Magi, Presence of Mind, AP. AP is not on the GCD, Presence of Mind is not on the GCD. So Touch of the Magi, Presence of Mind, AP. We're going to use all those clear casting procs we got, every single one of them, pump, 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 pump. Then we're going to do Arcane Blast, weave in any clear cast procs we can. We're going to use that throughout the entire duration of the AP. Once your AP is down, you have a couple options depending on how much mana you have left. If you're low on mana, you need mana, you can either Mana Gem and Mirrors. This is going to give you enough mana regen to kind of push you through continuing to do damage. This is kind of based on the fight, so some fights, you know, I think of the fight in like Mists, the final boss, where it's just straightforward damage, then ad spawn. This can kind of be the time where the ad spawn, sweet, I don't need to worry too much about my mana. Arcane Explosion never drains your mana. Or it drains so slowly it doesn't matter. So I can go in, I'm going to AoE those mobs, get them down, use Barrage, take them down. Then I'm going to go back into whatever cooldown phase I have left. So if I have 45 seconds or more on Arcane Power, I don't want to use Touch of the Magi. Or I do want to use it if I have that time left, right? If I have 45 seconds or more on AP, that's a good time. I want to save that. I want to use that Touch of the Magi with a baby rune. If AP has under 45 seconds, I don't want to use Touch of the Magi with an AP with that AP, because I can save. I can use them together, and I can get that bonus. Like, what did that hit for there? That big one, 14,200. So it's a frickin' slapper. So that's great bonus damage, right? Especially if the boss has any small adds around. That's gonna, you know, hit them all if you're running the talent, or just generically good damage. And that's kind of the Arcane Mage rotation as Venthyr.